Hi, I'm Rika from rikabrandon.com, and today I'm going to talk about 5 ways you can make hiring nearly painless. So, in a perfect world, a dream candidate would walk up, resume in hand, and say, "Hey, I've always admired your company and I would love to work here. I just can't wait to be part of your team." And you'd say, "Well, yes, I have an opening for someone with just your talents." And they'd say, "Great, I can start Monday." And you'd say, "That'd be so great." And they're trained, and by Friday you're closing deals and making money, and life is wonderful. Sadly, that rarely, if ever, actually happens. Often, hiring is time-consuming, frustrating, and exhausting for the entrepreneur, the manager, and often the employee. The average cost to bring a new person on is $4,000. That's just for them to show up on that first day. And then that begins, are they a good hire? Are they going to perform? A lot of things still remain to be seen after that first day. So what I want to do is share with you 5 ways that you can make that hiring process less painful and probably quite a bit more successful. So step 1 is to have a really clear foundation. You need to be clear about what you're hiring for. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs are like, I need to hire somebody, and I have a general vague idea of what they need to do, but they could also do this, or this, or this, or what about this? And pretty soon, what you're hiring for is just another person on the team, and they can do anything, because maybe you need a content writer, or maybe you need a marketing person, or maybe you need an administrative assistant. Oh, you know what you really need is an SEO specialist. You have a lot of needs. So what I need you to do is get really clear and lay that foundation and set up that job description. You are spending money on a specific need, and that is what you're hiring for. So when you go into hiring with a vague and general idea, you often end up hiring somebody who's not quite right for what you actually need because you're hiring for possibility. Yeah, I might need this down the road. And I've been very guilty of this myself. This is a lesson I somewhat still continue to learn because I have big ideas and big ambitions. But I've now learned that it's way easier to rein myself in at the beginning than to hire somebody for jobs I don't have or jobs that I can't officially, actually manage effectively. So I encourage you to get really clear about that foundation so you know exactly what value this is bringing to your business, why you're spending the payroll dollars on them, and what you expect from their performance. Because if you don't have clear expectations of performance, it's really hard to identify if the person is average, awesome, or below average. And if you can't identify that, you can't effectively manage, and it's not an effective way to run your business. So the second way to make hiring painless is to turn your job description, which is really clear about your expectations, into an amazing job posting or job ad. Job descriptions are not job ads, so don't post your job description on the website and think you're going to get great results. Job descriptions are functional. They tell you what that job needs to do. A job ad is a piece of marketing. It's attracting the right candidates and to some extent repelling the wrong ones. So take the time to create a job ad from your job description. It's not that hard. It's as simple tweaking and adding a few elements into it. A side note for that, make sure it's easy to apply to work at your company. Oftentimes the owner has no idea what's involved in actually applying, and you might have some old school things set up, or maybe it's going to an email address that nobody monitors. So I encourage you, the next time you're sitting at home watching TV, got your laptop, apply for a job at your own company. See if it takes you more than 3 minutes. If it does, might be a problem. But anyway, make sure it's easy. 3 minutes is a good rule of thumb because more than that, a lot of people who aren't looking for a job or aren't desperate for a job, they're gonna say, screw it, I'm done with this. So make sure it's easy. And again, I really encourage you, it's worth your time to apply for a job at your own company, because if your HR person doesn't get back to you and say, "Oh my gosh, you applied," or it takes her a week to do it, that tells you something about what's happening to candidates who aren't the owner. So one of the ways that really removes a lot of the pains is to set up systems that automate a lot of the hiring process and to really have a process to quickly and accurately review and rank applicants. So I've written a number of blogs on this in the past. There's the 10-second resume review that gives you kind of the framework on how to quickly assess a resume to see if it's a good fit. There is the RYG system, which is the red, yellow, green, to help you know what kind of level and attachment you're going to give to that candidate and what kind of interest and effort you're going to make to contact them. And then there's the auto replies, which are brilliant, and anybody can do it as long as you have an email account. So these are simple ways to make hiring nearly painless and probably quite a bit more successful. I hope they help. Definitely check out the links in the copy below. because it'll take you back to blog posts that talk a little bit more about these specific topics in detail. Happy hiring!